Tesla cars present in Dubai are showing locations hundreds of kilometers away in the desert. Ships standing in the Arabian Gulf that are 300 meters long are showing their location in the Arabian desert. And flights, one second they are above Sharjah and the very next second they appear at the Oman border. This is not a software glitch. Rather, it is the story of an unseen weapon being used in Middle Eastern warfare, one whose consequences could be far more dangerous than we imagine. Welcome once again to Noble's Creations videos.
Viewers, in the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East, the conflict between Israel and Iran is no longer limited to missiles, drones, or traditional weapons. Instead, a new, invisible weapon has entered the battlefield, one that is not only affecting the military, but also putting ordinary civilians at risk. This is called GPS spoofing or GPS jamming. Interestingly, the 1991 Gulf War was the first war in which GPS was used, and even today, during the Iran-Israel conflict, GPS is being used as a strategic weapon. In 1991, during the Gulf War, there were only 16 GPS satellites, and this technology was exclusively available to the American military.
During that war, Iraqi forces would often get lost in the desert. On the other hand, American forces used GPS to navigate through the desert using routes that Iraqi forces could not even imagine. At that time, due to fog, sandstorms, or darkness, Iraqi military operations became extremely difficult because they had no accurate sense of their location. But American forces, even in fog, sandstorms, or at night, knew their exact position. As a result, missiles and bombs were dropped with high precision, and it became easier to destroy Iraqi communication towers and bunkers. What worked as a weapon 35 years ago has once again become a weapon in 2026. But this time, not just GPS, rather anti-GPS. During the Israel and US conflict against Iran, this was first noticed when people in Dubai saw strange behavior in Google Maps. Not just Google Maps, but Tesla cars, Uber, Careem, and delivery riders all started showing locations either in the Arabian Gulf or far away in the desert. Initially, it was thought to be a software glitch, but later, when checked on Flight Radar 24, it was discovered that air traffic locations were also constantly switching. For example, an Emirates plane that had just arrived in Dubai from Madrid showed a temporary location glitch near the UAE border. Similarly, a flight from Sharjah to Egypt also showed a zigzag pattern in its location. A Sharjah to Mumbai flight first appeared at 3 different points in the Arabian Gulf and then showed a zigzag pattern that is practically impossible. Not just air traffic, even maritime networks were affected. Ships in the Arabian Gulf started showing incorrect locations. For example, a ship showed its position in the desert between the UAE and Saudi Arabia. A ship leaving Dubai Creek showed its location in the Al Ramla area of the UAE. Not just in the UAE, even near Iran's coast, some ships were seen forming circular patterns on land. A pattern that is impossible for 300-meter-long ships to create, especially not on land. After a few days, it became clear that Iranian drones and missile strikes were happening in the region. That's when GPS systems were deliberately altered. However, no military has officially commented on it yet. Iranian Shahed drones depend heavily on GPS coordinates. If GPS signals are altered in a region, their targets will obviously be missed. For the past few days, not just in the UAE, Qatar, or Saudi Arabia, but across the Middle East, similar incidents have been observed. Now, the question arises, how is GPS altered? Many people even find it hard to believe that this is possible. There are 2 terms here: GPS jamming and GPS spoofing. Seeing the wrong location on a mobile phone may seem minor, but its dangers are far greater than people realize. Before understanding the technicalities, let's first understand how GPS works in simple terms. GPS, or Global Positioning System, was created in 1973 by the U.S. Department of Defense as a military tool. The first GPS satellite was launched in 1978, and the system was completed in 1995. Initially, it was only for military use, but in 1983, after a Korean passenger plane incident, the US made it available worldwide. GPS works on a very interesting principle called trilateration. In simple words, satellites orbit the Earth and continuously send their exact time via radio signals. Our mobile devices receive these signals and perform simple calculations. These calculations determine how long it took for the signal to reach us. Since signals travel at the speed of light, the device calculates the distance of the satellite. For example, if a signal was sent at exactly 1 o'clock and reached in 70 milliseconds, or 0.07 seconds, the satellite is about 21,000 kilometers away. But where exactly? That is still unknown. This creates an imaginary circle, meaning you could be anywhere along that circle. But that circle is so large that it can cover multiple countries. To improve accuracy, the device receives signals from another satellite. Now a second circle is formed, intersecting the first at 2 points. This means your location is one of those 2 points, but still not exact. Then a third satellite creates another circle. Where all 3 circles intersect, that exact point is your location. The more satellites involved, the more accurate the location becomes. Currently, there are 31 GPS satellites orbiting the Earth. They transmit signals on specific radio frequencies. For civilians, it is 1575 MHz. For military, 1227 MHz, and for advanced use, 1175 MHz. Because these signals travel from 20,000 kilometers away, they become very weak. Now, if we place a powerful transmitter on the ground that emits signals on the same frequency, the receiving device cannot distinguish between real and fake signals. This results in a blackout. Devices in that area cannot determine their location. This is called GPS jamming. From a military perspective, it has both advantages and disadvantages. The advantage, drones or GPS-guided missiles miss their targets. The disadvantage, they still crash somewhere, possibly residential areas. That's why drones targeting military bases sometimes hit civilian buildings due to jamming. To solve this, a modified technique is used. Instead of noise, a valid-looking GPS signal is sent, but with incorrect timing. Because the signal is stronger and closer, devices lock onto it. Even a 1 millisecond difference can shift location by hundreds of kilometers. This is called GPS spoofing. From a military standpoint, it's useful. A drone heading toward a city can be tricked into changing direction. Then it can be intercepted safely over a desert or sea. But for civilians, this is extremely dangerous. Ride ops failing is minor. For airlines, spoofing is very dangerous. Pilots may believe systems are correct when they are actually off course. Ground proximity warning systems depend on GPS. If spoofed, pilots may not receive warnings about mountains or terrain. Aircraft may enter no-fly zones or make sudden turns during takeoff or landing, leading to accidents. There is another hidden danger: financial markets. Stock and crypto trading rely on precise timestamps from GPS. These come from atomic clocks on GPS satellites. If timestamps are altered, transaction records can break, leading to market crashes. Just like GPS became a weapon in 1991,
GPS spoofing is emerging as a new weapon in 2026. This has already been seen in the Russia-Ukraine war and Israel-Syria conflicts, but the biggest early example was in 2011. Iran used spoofing to capture a secret US drone, the RQ-170. In December 2011, this drone was spying over Iran. It had taken off from a US base in Afghanistan. Iran tricked its GPS into thinking it was landing back in Afghanistan, but it actually landed safely inside Iran. This incident shocked the world. It showed how spoofing could be used as a powerful weapon. GPS spoofing has proven that future wars will not just be fought with explosives, but with invisible radio waves and data manipulation. And victory will belong to those who use technology but do not become dependent on it. We hope you will like and share this video. Thank you so much for your supportive comments. See you in the next amazing video.